we've got the 4th of August at Camera. We're now starting to track your plan. We talked about on Talking Business, we were talking about what your plan was in terms of like the medium term, like what your goals are. How does this next fight sit with your plan in terms of the progression?
Yeah, so this is this next fight is basically we wanted to try and get someone who was a bit tougher.
Yep.
So we can sort of challenge ourselves, and then just someone who's going to go 6 rounds. Because that last fight lasted 2 minutes, and it was great for the record, but not so good for learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's awesome. So we got how we would relate, because what we're doing is we're relating your story to how business can do the same thing. So I guess what we're trying to articulate here in this message is that with your business, obviously with your fighting, but with your business, you don't go for the end goal straight away.
No.
Because you'll just we set yourself up to fail essentially. So Isaac set himself a stretch goal, which is to take on the next stage in terms of tougher competition. So there's an innovation that's happening in his training program. We're going to talk about that in a second, and then the next stage is to move into obviously a tougher competition that starts to open up the opportunities a little bit further, and you maybe start peeling away the layers to get to where you want to go. So with your training program, we were just sort of talking about it off camera beforehand. Are you still mixing things up? We've got 4 weeks to go. Are you still mixing things up, or you're now settling into a program so that you're getting repeating of best practices and peak performance? Yeah,
so this pretty much the first 2 weeks of camp, it's pretty much been an 8-week, or it will be an 8-week camp
program.
The first 2 weeks we sort of chopped and changed, changed a few things, or working on different things. But then now it's pretty structured.
Yeah, perfect. So I think that's the lesson for business, is to make the changes and then lock them down and give yourself the opportunity to practice. I think that's probably the piece here, is about practicing, repeating those winning behaviours. Obviously we've talked in the previous interview where we talked about silencing the voice in your head and just getting on with it and doing it without thinking. So locking down and not making changes, and then practicing to test. You're basically testing, and you're testing whether what you've come up with works. But you've got to give it an opportunity to give results.
Absolutely, and to be honest, like, this is all new for me. But the translation from what we are working on in here and the stability in it now, after making those changes, the translation into my sparring and into my work where I need it is just amazing.
Perfect. Yeah, excellent.
Seeing results, which is
So you see, what sort of results are you seeing?
I'm so much stronger. I've been stopping my sparring partners. I just feel a lot stronger in the legs, which then gives me the lungs. And then the mental capacity as well.
So absolutely.
It's all really rolling now.
So would you say they're the 3 things that you're measuring? Legs, to break it down even further, legs, lungs, and mental capacity? Like, would you say? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what sort of things are you doing? Obviously, when you get your legs right and your lungs right, it's easier to silence what's going on in your head and manage that. But are you doing anything else to manage the mental side of things?
A massive part of it is just breathing. Just reminding yourself, those little things, just not to get overwhelmed. It's that, just take that 5-second deep breath, hold it, release it, and then just thinking about, like, okay, what's the job at hand? Like, what have I done? How's my preparation? Why am I doing this? Just reminding yourself that it's just learning. It's it's all a step to the next thing, but it's sometimes it takes a few steps, and that's okay. You learn a lot from your failures or your setbacks. And so
so with in terms of giving people advice, we're going to drop in some footage of your training and what the sorts of things to inspire people to, obviously we're talking to people while they're at their desk and they're sitting at work, but we want to inspire them to get out of their seat and get out and get themselves towards their health and lifestyle goals, because life's not all about work all of the time. It's about having that healthy balance. As you start training people and start giving people advice, what would be sort of, for somebody who's maybe they're in their sort of mid-30s, they're sort of 30 to 40 years old, they've trained, they've known how to be fit, they've been fit in the past. What would be your sort of piece of advice, for how to take those little steps? What could be, 2 or 3 things that someone could get out and do?
Turn up. it's the biggest thing, because I'm, obviously I'm in a full-time job as well. So, when I clock off at 4 o'clock, I don't feel like going to training. But when I'm there, as soon as I get there and I'm warm, I'm like, this is where I want to be.
Absolutely.
And then you leave there just positive and healthy. You leave healthy and
100%.
In every aspect. So turn up.
Yeah, perfect. And I can't agree more. That certainly works for me. And you feel like, I'm going to go on, I'm going to relax and I'm going to rest because I've had a mentally stressful day. But you've got to put your body under physical stress as much as mental stress.
Because it translates over to your work and those times where you're in those pressure cooker situations where you're like, oh, how am I going to get out of this? It's that mental strength and that ability to turn up when you don't want to. That perseverance. It's massive. It's the same thing. You got to silence those doubts. You got to silence those things that say you're not good enough. And this camp's been really tricky because we're pretty much stepping into the unknown. Like, he's got a very similar record to me. I've never seen him fight, so I don't really know what I'm in for. I know that he's tough, and it should go the 6th round. So it's going to be a great test. But it's again, have I done the training? Are we putting in the work now? All those little things that you just tick off, it's like a little checklist, and you just like, they help silence those things. But visualizing, me with my hand raised and just doing the things that work for me. So the things that I do the best, I visualize those, and in the moment, bang, 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 okay, move. All those things, like that's what gets me to that next notch on the belt.
Perfect. Well, we might let you get into your training.
Cheers.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks very much.